Best fit for Tom Brady next season?
I think it's the Raiders. Edelman didn't tell us anything we didn't know. I think anybody who's been following this thought that his days in Tampa were going to end no matter what. So I think he's going to go to the Raiders if he plays, and I think he will play. I don't think he's going to go to Miami. They made a commitment to Tua. I don't think he's going anywhere near the Jets. I've heard that. I don't see that. Belichick in the same division. I don't see that. It's a huge rival. They hate each other. I don't see that. McDaniels is in Vegas. He's got Adams sitting there. He almost went there the first time. Fun place to live. Something different. I think
better situation team-wise than
Tampa.
Tampa?
He's got Mahomes he's got to deal with in the division. But when has Brady ever worried about competition in his division?
I agree with you, Mad Dog. I think for me it's the Raiders. And when I look at it, number one, you talk about relationships, right? Obviously, we know Josh McDaniels is the head coach over there. It was his offensive coordinator for quite some time. Basically, the Raiders are the New England Patriots West.
They are.
As they are. Like general manager, Scott, like everybody basically transported over there to the Las Vegas Raiders. Obviously, talk about, living in Las Vegas, no state tax, no state income tax. That's appealing for players as well. And listen, when I look at the Raiders, yes, they have things they need to iron out. Obviously, talk about the offensive line. Offensive line, they need to address that. They need to add some pieces to the defense. But I think at the end of the day, relationships matter. But one of the things we talk about with Tom, especially this year with Tampa, is the offensive play calling, offensive coordinator with Byron Leftwich. I think that was a big situation down there. I think that's a main reason why Brady probably won't be back in Tampa.
Julian Edelman's words are prevalent here. He's going to go to the best situation that helps him win. That ain't the Raiders. 3 years ago, Mad Dog, he chose the NFC to get out of the AFC because the AFC is a murderer's row of quarterbacks. Now you think we're going to go into the same division as Patrick, into the same division as Justin Herbert, into a division that might have Sean Payton as the head coach? I think there's a couple questions or boxes that have to get checked for Brady, okay? Can he still play at a high level? I think he can. I don't know if it's 3 years ago when he threw for 50 touchdowns or something, play at a high level. Number one, team has to have at maximum 2-year window to win a Super Bowl. That takes half the league out, okay? Maximum window of 2 years to win the Super Bowl. Number two, got to have a top 5 offensive line, specifically on the interior. Again, that's going to take some teams out. Number three, they got to have 2 perimeter players, like he did when he went down to Tampa initially. That takes some teams out. And then the fourth thing, you got to have a top 10 defense. He's going to be 46 years old. He can't think I'm going to go outscore everybody. So I agree. Jets likely out because of the division. Miami likely out. If you look at the reality of all those things that need to get checked, there's not as many teams as people think. Baltimore could be one because of their situation with Lamar. But I think then you'd have to blow everything up. Offensive coordinator, all those people. So I think that's unlikely. Washington, with everything going on with that organization, does he want to do that? We don't know who the offensive coordinator is going to be, but they check a decent amount of those boxes. I think the Raiders don't check enough when it comes to the defense and the offensive line. And again, within that division, the AFC, you want no part of the AFC. I think there's one team that checks most of those boxes.
Who's that?
Carolina.